zone against the nickel man. Great catch, touchdown.
Escapes some trouble, goes deep, has a man, touchdown, Arizona State.
My ASU experience in one word is just brotherhood.
Wow. I would just say wow.
Fantastic. All the people, the athletes, the non-athletes. It was just a great time to be a Sun Devil.
That teammate brotherhood is something I'll remember and love for the rest of my life.
ASU has given me pretty much everything in my life. I know everything's changed, everything's new, but it still feels like home to me.
There's just something special about Tempe. There's something special about the Maroon and Gold. There's something special about Sparky. Seeing him on game days, I still get fired up like a little kid seeing Sparky.
Well, I grew up here, and I remember coming to a lot of games. I think we paid $5 for the old knothole section in the end zone. And I remember waking up on Sunday mornings, and there were 5, 6, 7 full-page pictures of games. It was a big deal to be a fan of Arizona State football.
As a kid, when there wasn't a conflict with my own football games, we got to go to Sun Devil games. Wanted to always be a Sun Devil, and so when I had that chance and Dirk Cutter recruited me, I couldn't wait for the opportunity.
I think what made me choose Arizona State was the support and the family. But the support just felt like it was going to be a lifelong type support, and that's something that I wanted.
As a 17-year-old kid in 1992, I'd taken several recruiting trips. Coming to Tempe that weekend and seeing the way the guys interacted with each other, seeing the community, seeing the stadium at the time, right? It was just so exciting. And as a young man, it lit a fire inside me that still to this day is not extinguished. Being a Sun Devil, to me, is everything.
Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, as we get ready for...
I remember my first moment very vividly. The locker room doors open, boom, I was first one out of them, waving at the crowd. Got to the 50-yard line where we did our pregame drills, and I turned around. I was the only one out there. It was just for kickers. So I ran back underneath the bleachers in the south end zone, pounded on the door, and of course, who opened it? Coach Cush himself. Can't remember if he said anything. If he did, it probably wasn't very nice, but it didn't matter. I was a Sun Devil.
And we're ready to go. The second meeting ever between the Cornhuskers and the Sun Devils.
I can absolutely remember the first time I stepped on the field. It was a nationally televised game, a 1 o'clock kickoff. There were 75,000 people. It was nuts in the stadium. I lined up on the first play, freaking out, felt like my legs were really heavy. The Nebraska receiver ran a route right to me, so I really didn't have to move at all. And I had so much adrenaline. I hit him hard, and they were short of the first down.
Nathan LeDuc, the man who made the defensive play for Arizona State, is a freshman out of Phoenix.
That was kind of the start of it, where after I kind of got lucky and made that play, just even with dead legs and, this almost sense of internal panic, I had a good career from that point forward.
The 96 season actually started the prior November here at Sun Devil Stadium when we blew a 28-14 lead to the University of Arizona and lost the game 31-28. That was one of the most heartbreaking, difficult moments as a team. We did not know how to win yet. And we made a commitment right there. We made a vow that was never going to happen to us again. We made sure that we were prepared. We did everything at full speed. We never cut corners, and we're accountable to one another. And there was no way I was going to let Kyle down or Steve Bush, who played tight end, or Jake behind me as a quarterback. Like, we were going to do everything we could to do our part. The result was 11-0.
2006, when we played at Colorado, I had a one-handed catch to break Todd Heap's touchdown record. And growing up in the Valley, seeing Todd play just before me at ASU, that one I'll always remember because I had it in the back of my head that, like, hey, the next touchdown catch I get is going to break Todd's record. And so when it happened, it was pretty cool. And then to also win the game is cherry on top.
I felt sick. I was like, dang, I don't know if we're about to lose it. Another game, we just lost to UCLA. I'm like, we can't lose to Los Angeles like this.
Rukavici loads up over the middle and caught.
Gary caught like a 15 or 17-yard pass, but he tripped over his feet, thank God. I don't think he would have gave us enough time to make the play if he didn't trip over his feet, Spurko dropped back, threw the ball up, and I just had to go get the ball before one of them went and got the ball. So
And it is caught! Jalen Strong!
that was it, When I heard about being an All-American, especially at ASU, it meant a lot to me. I think legacy is everything. I think how you want to be remembered is something that I thrive on, in life. Everything I do, every decision I make is to last an impression on somebody, and I think that if you, live for other people, you'll always be blessed.
An ASU All-American to me, it's an honor. It's just being part of that elite brotherhood of guys that came before me, and to just be added to that list. Terry Richardson, Rudy Carpenter, Derek Hagan,
Danny White, J.D. Hill, Mark Malone, Denny Sproul, Mike Pagel, John Jefferson, John Harris, Willie Scroggins, Tim Peterson,
Shante Carver,
Jeremy Stott, Pat Tillman, Randall McDaniel. Of course, when you talk about Jake,
Will Sutton, Demarius, DJ, of course.
to me, being named an All-American as an offensive lineman, it's not just my accomplishments. I was surrounded by greatness. I had guys around me that were playing and elevating me to that level. And without that, you're not an All-American. And it's the greatness around me that humbles me to be named as a great player, because I know it wouldn't be possible without those guys.
To be able to get the personal recognition I did is, it means a lot, but just being part of the Sun Devil family, and it truly is a family, a brotherhood, if you will, just being a part of the whole means much more to me.
The lessons that I learned here have meant everything to my career and my life. Just being part of something that was bigger than you individually. It was just the camaraderie, it was just the commitment, brotherhood, just, being proud to be a Sun Devil.